So with all this, and YouTube, and DMCA and everything else, YouTube has been catching flack left and right for months. What?
That's copyrighted.
What is?
That.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're going to get us copyright claimed and get our channel removed.
Do you want to get sued?
Did you want to get sued? So
that's copyrighted.
Yeah. It's getting crazy. It is. And so the two things that came up this week are one is linking to Patreon to make money outside your videos, like in the YouTube end cards.
They have made it more difficult to do that, yes.
Yeah, and the other one is going to be Nintendo is barring creators from streaming their content, and this has just been updated with the creators program itself.
So is Nintendo barring specifically streaming on YouTube, or is they barring streaming bar none?
On YouTube.
Just on YouTube.
Yeah, they've updated their creator programs user guide, which you're supposed to be registered to anyways to be able to monetize and make money off of any video you put up on YouTube.
For Nintendo.
Basically, Nintendo says, we want to vet this video first, and we want to vet you as a creator. With revenue generated from live stream broadcast on YouTube will be handled in the Nintendo Creator Program. If you are not part of the live streaming for the Nintendo Creator Program, you are going to get shut down by Nintendo. And that's one of the things that now... And Nintendo's always been draconic with all their stuff.
So now we're going to have two bouncers in our lives. We're going to have Disney behind us and Nintendo standing with crowbars making sure we're not having fun. Got it.
Well, we have YouTube too making sure we're not having fun.
Yeah. Just as YouTube stands in front of you with a crowbar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
in the Jimmy.
They've hit a lot of people on the jimmies. And the two interesting ones here is one, they and we're going to go talk about the Patreon thing. But they had announced back in March that if your channel is under 10,000 total
lifetime views over the entire channel,
you can't get ad revenue. Okay, but are like, okay, so we have a channel like that, and we were looking
subscribe and watch Jenny Fedora Productions.
Yeah, go watch.
Please
go watch her gameplays.
Yeah.
But on that channel, it's interesting because. It still said we were monetized, that we could get ad revenue and everything. Apparently, there was a bug and a glitch with this, and they corrected it. We had still underneath 10,000 lifetime views on that channel, so we've been stripped of all monetization and showing that videos are even monetized on that channel. And I thought we were in the clear because we had this channel well established before this rule came through.
So you think like a grandfather plan?
Yeah, I thought it was grandfathered. But apparently we are not part of that channel's no longer part of the YouTube Partner Program, and it's been...
So, let me get this straight. Just like any grandfather, you're going to throw it in the closet and forget about it?
No, we're still putting it out there.
No. As a grandfather, I'm going to be sitting here and saying, get off my lawn, YouTube.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But... The thing with this is one of the things, and then we find out now that they're making it so that you can't link to external sites if you're not YouTube verified, such as Patreon, to get revenue.
So, and this is specifically on the end card at the end of videos. You cannot put an external link there unless you are a YouTube partner with 10,000 views over the lifetime of your channel, which means that those people who are small creators who are trying to supplement their income with people who are subscribing or something like that, they are now being further punished and further prevented from putting it out there, because the only place they can really put that kind of link now is in the video description.
Yeah.
Which I think already gets parsed and decided whether or not you can monetize a video is whatever you put in the description.
I see this now. Okay, so what they're doing from a business aspect is, since most of the community is probably not there, that most of the larger community that has monetization that is over 10,000 views, they can get the money from their ad revenue because they show that that YouTube already can piggyback and get some of their money, since they have such a hard time with making money and have publicly come out as the CEO saying that we don't make money.
Right.
Yeah. So they're piggybacking on the lower end guys, saying we're not going to monetize you unless you're a big guy, because that way we can monetize your shit and take all the money for the ad revenue from your stuff, because I still have to watch an ad no matter what quality of freaking video I have to see.
I block ads.
Well, what's interesting, you're right and wrong there in a lot of aspects, because even now, so the small videos, you can still get YouTube Red revenue, but small videos now, because of the ad apocalypse, will not have advertisements on them, because those channels have not been vetted and cleared as acceptable.
And keep in mind that this whole vetting process and the guidelines that are there to decide whether or not a channel can be monetized, not even just a video, but a channel itself can be monetized, are rather vague and not really specified. And between YouTube admitting that they are not a profitable business, even though they've been around since 2004, 13 years, guys, and this constant vagueness and this way of just saying some arbitrary decision whether or not a video can make money or not, based on not scaring off the advertisers and things like that. I think YouTube has kind of tipped its hat unknowingly, because what it sounds like to me is that they are going to continue doing whatever it takes to turn this into a profitable institution, and that they are a business. They are not a service. They are not there for the creators. As much as they tried to push a creator-centric model for a very long time, they are now admitting that that is not profitable, and now they're going to do what they can to satisfy advertisers and decide where your eyes go, and they're becoming a TV channel.
Shareholders.
Yeah.
Well,
this is about making money off of people and deciding that, taking away the opportunity for a few people who are not monetizing or optimizing that adequately to YouTube's goals, never mind the creators' goals, is going to be their focus. And so that's why the rules have remained arbitrary, because they don't really have a set of guidelines. Those are kind of malleable. They're changing those as time sees fit, in order to make sure that they can come up with a model that works. And as long as they keep it ambiguous, they can continue to say, it's like that kid that you always played pretend with, who always came up with like the everything proof shield. This is YouTube's everything proof shield. They're never going to come out with a clear set of guidelines. I can say that right now. They're never going to specifically say what works and what does not work, because they don't have a specific what works and what does not work.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
It's like Calvin Ball,
Yeah.
Calvin Ball?
Calvin Ball.
The rules to Calvin Ball change
all the time.
The
only rule.
It's like the rules to I Win.
Yeah. That's it. Is YouTube is playing I Win.
Yeah.
And so they're never going to have that, because if they had a specific set of rules or guidelines and were very clear and concise about what it would take, people would operate within those guidelines and they would continue to stagnate.
And this gets very frustrating for small to medium creators, versus the large ones, the top 5 or 1%, because for us, I know you want to make some snarky comment. Give me a minute here, okay? The problem is for the small creators is it has a larger impact for us, because we're doing this secondary, not primarily. And while we are trying to branch out, it's very hard to branch out and do multiple things like larger creators are able to do on different platforms, where they have different revenue streams. As a small creator, it's very difficult. Part of it is we hope to get some traffic from being recommended, from one video to the next, or from somebody else's video, or just show up in recommendations. When you don't have ad revenue on there, you have to promote yourself a lot harder, because on top of it, YouTube's algorithm is not working in your favor.
Because you're not showing advertisements.
Yeah, you're
why
not
would
showing
they bother pushing your video?
Why would they push your video? Because our one channel, it'll get pushed because they can make money off of it. But that's what's changed in the model. Before, it's like we had some help from YouTube to get started. Now there's no help from YouTube to essentially get started.
Are you saying that the 1%ers are holding us all back? That small channels matter?
I think you choked on that one.
I'm not saying that the that the 1% and 5%, the top tier, are holding us back because
do they control the media?
No. Okay. This is not.
All channels matter.
Just no. Not even like disagreeing with you. Just no.
The problem here is just YouTube and the advertisers.
YouTube is a video host that got way too full of itself, and we let it.
Yeah,
that is exactly my view on it. This is the same thing.
Google bottom, man.
We had a major outpouring of this sentimentality against VidMe when they decided to make a few confusing changes to their lineup. And I'm going to make the same statement to YouTube that I made to VidMe. We don't need you. We like to use your platform. You're certainly a good video host because you make things available. And it was nice to consider the prospect that we could have our videos shoved in front of people. Were they relevant to their interests?
It's not us. It's you.
It's you. It is totally
really
you. And, you decided to go ahead and climb into bed with the advertisers, and advertisers are soulless, life-sucking miscreants who decide to do anything possible to sell their products and will sacrifice every sense of morality and ethics that they have to do so.
By the way, we do product reviews, and we are more than willing to review your product, whether you want to send us one or not.
Yeah, we'll totally review it.
So we have been considering Patreon. We've been considering doing Twitch streaming and getting subscriptions through that. We've been considering other ways to monetize our stuff because we've been at this in a year and a half. This is a small business to us. We are trying to put out content. We are trying to find a way to monetize it and entertain our audience. And what we really need, more than YouTube, more than advertisers, is our audience.
Yeah. And really what it is like, we're looking at this from like a small business aspect. Mm-hmm. Is every time that a new regulation comes along that could potentially hinder us, of course we're going to sound cranky and grouchy and, we don't like having doors slammed in our face,
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing that when look at the actual evolution of a small business from in the past. Go brick and mortar back to that for a second. If you look at the evolution of a small business, it's the same way. Local regulations came up that prevented you from doing something particular in your area because they didn't like how the small business was running. So everybody looks at YouTube and goes, well, we're changing the thing. Of course you're going to stand up. You're going to raise your hand up and go, no. We don't want that. And that's what it takes. It just takes enough small channels to come up and be like, F you.
Or it takes somebody else to put together a better model. And, that's...
We thought VidMe was going to do that.
VidMe is...
But they shot themselves in the foot until they didn't have any foot left.
Well, I'm putting VidMe still 50-50 on the fence on this one.
You're a video host. Stop being more than a video host.
They're a video host, and... they have a long way to go. There's still some potential there, and right now gamers have a better time on VidMe than they do on YouTube. And the Germans have invaded YouTube.
It's the Germans.
Because of the government crackdown on YouTube with speech and EU regulations and everything there. Mm-hmm. And so they've gotten fed up with it enough that they've jumped to a different platform almost en masse, especially the gamers. So
it's true. Gaming content is either lost in the noise on YouTube or is just not paid attention to, even though for a very long while there, we had video service after video service trying to compete with YouTube getting shut down or changing their model because they couldn't handle the copyright claims and the infrastructure necessary to host these kinds of videos, and YouTube became the place to be.
Yeah. And
so people doing game content videos realize you made YouTube. The reason it's around now.
So I bring this up kind of as my at least closing note on this one. Mm-hmm. So if you guys don't know, part of the quick and dirty reviews, but I love movies. And one of the movies that actually is like very much in your face with this exact topic is The Circle, which is that Tom Hanks and
Ryan Gosling?
No, not him.
Harrison Ford?
No, not him.
Rutger Hauer. What?
It had Bill Paxton in it,
okay.
and it had Hermione Granger, Emma Watson. And so basically it talks about this exact kind of feeling. They made Google / YouTube / everything, and it turned into a social giant. And then that giant became sentient. And that sentient giant basically turned into the biggest shit show ever, because it turned into, you're no longer what you originally started as. You've now turned into what everything has to be. And YouTube started out as a great content release platform. It really did. But you're right. It's gone into TV now. It's taken its own moment. So we need to get to a point where either we want to stay on the channel with them and keep in line with what they're asking for, or we need to become that cable network that no one gives a fuck about anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know,
this is, I mean, the thing about it is YouTube for a while there was becoming like a much more expanded version of public access.
Right.
It's like people could upload videos of whatever, makeup tutorials, vlogs, unboxing toys, assembling Lego models, I mean, playing video games. It was all of these things and more that people could upload. And then, you know, it became a lot of people are looking, a lot of eyes are looking. Wherever there are a lot of eyes looking, they want to put up advertising. Right. And the advertisers were like, we'll pay you money. And then it became this weird thing where they were trying to base the model off of what they do with actual public television or actual TV in general, where, you know, they have so many people viewing it. But then the advertisers started getting really big in the britches, because it's like, we're putting a lot of money into this, and never mind that we're getting a lot of money out of it. We want to make sure we have a say in what goes on your channel.
I mean, look at YouTube Red and YouTube Movies. Who the hell 10 years ago would have gone, you know who would be an excellent person to make a movie with? YouTube.
Yeah.
And
or Netflix.
Or Netflix.
Okay.
But Netflix is amazing at the stuff that they do.
Netflix is on a different type of platform, though. And that's where you and I can butt heads on at a different time about that. But Netflix was a movie service. It has always been a movie service.
Now, the thing about it
would be normal to make movies and still service the customer.
To break this up, service, giggity. The major thing that I will always go back to until they cease to be so is YouTube is a video host. It is the video host. It is because they have beat out almost every other piece of competition there is out there. You don't hear about sites like Vimeo or Dailymotion unless they're in very specific sets. Vimeo does art house, and Dailymotion is more of a Euro kind of thing. So you don't hear about them in America, and you certainly don't hear about them at all when it comes to online video. It's always YouTube. Mm-hmm. Even Facebook tried to break into online video, is still trying to break into online video, and has the infrastructure to do so, but they still trying to copy a model that's YouTube.
Yeah.
So, when people start viewing YouTube as more than a video host, then they'll probably realize exactly what's going on. Now, the trouble is YouTube is starting to position itself to be more than a video host. It is going to be one that's in charge of the content that gets put on its service and the stuff that succeeds there.
Kind of like mainstream media.
Yeah.
Again, I go back. The minute Google bought it,
it was almost the death knell. But it took them 13 years to get to this point. And for a while there, it was very awesome. It was sort of a Wild West, creator-centric. Yeah, they would cut out stuff like, pedophilia or hate speech or something, things like that. And that makes sense. Nobody wants to view that. That's not going to make anybody any money. But as soon as it was like, oh, no, you're going to offend the advertisers, and we need to make sure we have everybody satisfied and everything like that. Now it's becoming this big, gummy, muddy mess. And I'm for one, am fine as a creator as going, you know what? Fine. I will host my videos on YouTube, because so far they haven't taken away that ability. And that means I upload my videos and they are available to watch. Whether YouTube shows that in front of other people who use YouTube, whether YouTube lets me monetize that and make money off of it, is irrelevant. I will continue to make use of that should it actually happen. But
that is
relying upon that, building a model off of that, is incorrect. Is no longer a viable solution. And that is exactly what YouTube is doing wrong, is they're removing it as a viable solution, which means they're removing the incentive to actually come up with original content and continue to upload.
Again, but at the same time, the only negative connotation I have with that one is actually the fact that YouTube originally toyed with the idea of making people pay for the cost of uploads. Mm-hmm. That you had storage capacity. And that would still make sense, in my opinion. If you took away all the monetization, the reason they make money off of these videos is because of that. If you were allowed as a content creator to spend X amount of money on a block that did not require any type of filtering, didn't require any type of like content driven advertising where you could pay so that people didn't have to see that, that's a channel I'd watch. That would be a channel where it would be like, I guarantee you, not one of my videos will have something on it because I'm covering you. Because I'd rather you watch my video all the way through with no interruptions and not have to worry about it. That would be a service I'd watch. But I think YouTube saw that and went, if we just give advertising out, we don't have to make the content creators actually pay anything.
You should buy YouTube Red for $10 a month, and then you can watch any video on YouTube without any advertising on it.
Let's see. I pay $10 a month for Netflix.
They come out with a subscription service. They have major advertisers and minor advertisers clamoring, trying to make sure that they get their stuff in front of audiences. They have content creators who are trying their damnedest to try and put money out. Yet after 13 years of this, or even 10, or even 5 years of this, they come out with a statement saying that they are not a profitable business. And for some reason, it almost feels like they're trying to make it fall on the creators that's why they're not profitable.
I don't know a single business that could say, I've been open for 5 years and I haven't made a dime.
Yeah.
Elon Musk and his Tesla.
Except for he's doing it as a labor of love.
Hey, that doesn't... No.
Yes,
I already gave you an example. Gave you an example.
Love has no place in business. Elon Musk put himself out there way hard to get the Tesla going. And if it wasn't for some very specific lucky things happening, we wouldn't have Tesla and Elon Musk wouldn't have the fortune that he does.
I would give you that. But a profitable business is the goal. Elon Musk is not going for profitable. He was going for saving the world.
You said 5 years and not being able to say you're profitable.
All right,
and I gave you an example.
Okay, let me roll this back a second. We're talking about people who don't have billions of dollars that open a business. We're talking about a business owner who wants to start a business to earn money.
Oh.
Granted, we're a little out of it because we are registered as a small business. We started this small business with an initial investment of...
a dollar amount. Do you really want to tell people?
A small loan of $1 million.
A small loan of $1 million.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. No, it was way less than you think it would. I mean, unless you count in like all of the tech that we've amassed and all of the man hours that we spent trying to create this content. Like really, we have a really substantial investment in this. But money wise, it was the cost to register a small business. And not much else. Like, we had the tech available to get started.
Hugh Hefner started with $500 and a $1,000 loan from his mom.
Yep.
Well, before we get into that, that's going to be at the next week.
Yeah.
Or a different show.
A different show.
But this has been the GACC podcast. You can listen to us on iTunes and Google Play in the podcast section. You can find us on YouTube and VidMe in audio format. And we're going to start trying to segment out the show a little this
So you might
week.
be seeing this in stepped out in a little bit.
Yeah.
Of course, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Get in touch with us. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Point stuff out to us if you think we should cover it. And we will see you guys next week.
I won't.
Okay. I gotta beat a cat.
He's going to go beat some pussy.
C: enter : pound.
Yeah. He didn't tell you that joke, did he? The one that, because I had a perfect callback.